So Sarah's taking the toy away from my cat because it's loud. She's a cruel, cruel woman.
Hi BookTube, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rebecca.
And it's December.
I was just hoping, I'm like, I hope she sings it. It's December, so we have December TBRs, and we're cozy. We're wrapped up. Yeah.
So fucking cold.
It's fucking cold as shit right now, and I love it.
It's like 30 degrees. It's about to snow.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
Like, yeah. In December, I have a couple things on my mind. The fact that I'm getting ready and doing prep work for a surprise project that will be coming out soon, and I need time for that. I'm thinking about, you know, there's holiday stuff going on, who knows how much time I'll have. I'm thinking about it's the end of the year and there's no way I met like any of my reading goals for the year. So I'm thinking about a lot of things about like disappointment and how I won't be able to fix any of my disappointments because there's no time.
It's a really preppy video.
Anyway,
I'm a failure.
What went into this choice of books? So anyway, I do remember one thing on my reading goals for 2018, and I said I didn't want to reread any books the entire year. And I broke that, I think, just once. I've decided that December will be all about breaking that rule. I'm just gonna pick some comfy reads, most of them rereads.
Nice. Yeah.
And we're gonna buddy read.
Yeah, this is like the month of buddy reads, so like,
There's a cat right there.
Yeah, he's playing with things. Sorry.
It's fine.
There's only a couple of books I picked that Sarah's not reading, so most of the books we're reading together, so if you want to hop on board.
Yeah, it's like,
hop on this train.
It's like a cozy, mostly fantasy-centric, reread, comfortable, buddy read. Like, it's all about being comfortable and cozy. And
none of them are rereads for me. But,
well,
that's okay.
We're reading his Dark Materials. You've already read Golden Compass? I've already read all of them. I read these multiple times as a child.
Yes.
I loved them.
Yeah, I won't be rereading the Golden Compass because I read it very recently. So Sarah's going to read that one first, and I'll probably read something else. Yeah, I'm excited. It's very wintry. I mean, the Golden Compass was very wintry, and fantasy's kind of cozy.
I feel like The Subtle Knife is less wintry.
Well, that's
but it gets wintry. I think there's a lot of location
I give up. We're taking it out.
I haven't read it since I was like 12, so I could be wrong, but I feel like they jumped around in a lot of locations.
That makes sense.
But like there was a lot of like a deserty one. I don't know. I still think of this entire series as being wintry. Like that's always my feeling. So I'm gonna reread those, and also another fun thing. My husband's going to buddy read them as well.
So it's a three-person buddy read.
Three-person buddy read. It could be more. I know people have been talking. The other thing is, people have been talking about Pullman a lot because he said some transphobic things. And that sucked.
That does suck.
And there's this very just interesting thing about contemplating who you are and how you represented yourself and what does gender have to do with that. And I just saw some people talking about how much that helped them like come to terms with themselves. So it was just so disappointing. Anyway, fuck Philip Pullman. These are really good books that like meant a lot to my childhood.
Anyway, what do we want to read together next, or should I talk about?
Oh yeah, talk about your continued trek to Mordor.
We're getting there.
You'll get there.
I'm getting there.
I believe in you.
I'm on Return of the King, y'all. I wanted to get through Lord of the Rings this year. And my goal was, I'm going to read 100 pages each month. It's been a shit show. Hasn't worked out that way at all. But, partially through Return of the King. I don't know where I am.
I do remember the year you, because I thought about doing it with you, and you were like, it's just 100 pages a month, and I was like, yeah.
I did discover audiobooks, so I don't know if you've heard of these. People read the book to you. It's great.
It's fantastic.
My problem with audiobooks in the past has been that I don't really have a lot of opportunities to listen to them. I can't just put it on at home and sit on the couch. No. It's a common time to listen to audiobooks is when you commute. I live 8 minutes from my job.
Yeah.
I'm not really going to be getting through a lot of audiobooks.
I listen to quite a bit when I drive to and from your house.
That's awesome. I am listening to this on audiobook. If someone can recommend a good time to listen to audiobooks when you don't commute.
Like a bath or something.
A bath, maybe? I don't want to watch some fucking Lord of the Rings now. It's really good.
It's really good. You know what wasn't good? The Hobbit.
The Hobbit can, like, suck my butt.
The next thing we're going to buddy read is The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. And this is a reread for me, which I wanted to reread. This is the first ever N.K. Jemisin book. She releases at least a book a year, and they're like, how many pages is it's over 400.
Long, and like
she has
like so
$500-$600, oh my god, page.
She makes $500 a year. I fucking hope N.K. Jemisin is making more than that.
Oh, bless her, she's got so many Hugos. I'm sure she has more than $500.
Can you give a brief description of it? Can you remember?
I read this several years ago, and I have not even read a description since then.
Okay,
So there's some sort of hereditary thing, someone's like heir to something, but there's like a battle between like a sky palace and like the land that they rule over.
Okay.
And there's also like gods.
Okay.
And she has to like go up to this is the Sky Palace place.
Okay, Sky Palace place.
Mm-hmm. And like fight for like some rights and stuff for
to
like
party?
the fight for the right to party. And then like stuff like she interacts with this sort of like royal family, but there's also like gods.
This was very well done, Sarah.
It's a really weird story. Okay, this isn't that different. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Yane? I'm gonna say Yane Dar is an outcast from the barbarian north. But when her mother dies under mysterious circumstances, she is summoned to the majestic city of Sky City. There, to her shock, Yane is named an heiress to the king, but the throne of the 100,000 Kingdoms is not easily won, and Yane is thrust into a vicious power struggle. So she goes to the Skyland, and there's a struggle.
Exactly what I fucking said!
It's less convoluted, perhaps, but I would dare say mine gave more detail.
I just, in general, need to read an N.K. Jemisin book.
Yeah.
I have been meaning to for years now, and I'm like, I can't get through 2018 and not read an N.K. Jemisin.
So I've read a couple of her novels, and I keep meaning to pick up, like, the next, because I've read, like, a few first of her series, and I need to move on and read more of the series.
I did pick one more. I've talked about it several times, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, and it's Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. And it's supposed to be kind of a drag. And I don't know why. I was looking at fantasy, because I specifically was like, you know, I'm feeling fantasy for December.
I guess December's a very, like, feel-good holiday time, so if there's a time to, like, counterbalance that with some sadness,
I like
why
this
not
idea.
have I think it was the Dalai Lama that said, like, to fully, like, to deal with emotions, you need to, like, let them fully be experienced. Like, let yourself cry or whatever and move through it.
Okay. Yeah. So because of the Dalai Lama, I'm going to be reading Burial Rites in December.
That's exactly it.
And this is about a woman's last days before she is executed for murder. Sounds
I don't know what I thought you were going to say it was about.
Not that?
No.
No. I know it takes place in Iceland, so that's kind of wintry.
If I was reading that, I'd be like sitting there, because I wouldn't be able to get past it without trying to pronounce it in my head. I can't. It's really hard for me to just move.
It's easy for me.
I know.
I'm going to give you a nice little good example right now, and I may have talked about this with you, but I've done this ever since I was a kid. If I can't pronounce the name, I did it more when I was a kid. Now I really want to try to learn how to, pronounce names and stuff. But when I was a kid, I just would, come up with my own name for them that I could associate with it. So before I knew how to pronounce Hermione...
Oh, gosh.
I just called her Herman.
Oh, no.
Just in my head. Listen, I was 11. And I would just, I saw the H-E-R-M, and I was like, Herman.
You're like, that last bit doesn't make
Harry,
sense.
Ron, and Herman.
Very last book we're going to buddy read for December. Baron the Nightingale.
By Katherine Arden.
Yeah, I forgot who it was by.
I read another one of her books recently, so I remember it. I wanted to read this for about a year, and I was like, this is so wintry. I'm saving this for winter.
It's obviously wintry. It's gotta be winter.
I'm really excited. I fucking love the covers. I want it.
That was why I bought it. When I first bought it, I had no idea what it was. And then I looked at it, I was like, ooh, Russian folklore.
Yeah.
Which I like. What I really am hoping for from Baron the Nightingale is like tastefully done folklore.
Okay.
Because I've seen one too many like more recent novels where they're like putting a spin on it, and it's like some nickname that sounds a little bit like Baba Yaga or something. You know, like put a twist on it. It's like, oh, tip of the hat. Do you get it? Do you get it? And I'm always like, yeah, I get it. Like, this isn't really. This is like the whole book becomes like a tip of the hat, and it just doesn't appeal to me. So what I want is more of a nicely spun tale in a nicely fleshed out world.
So that's what we're reading in December.
That's in December.
Join us if you want, because like we're reading together. So
yeah, this is about the season of coming together.
Yeah, like, and reach out to us too. We're pretty active on Twitter.
Yeah,
like, we'll
true.
join a message with you, and we can talk about the book as we read them.
If you want to know thoughts, feelings,
we have so many great thoughts.
Tweet us and be like, "Oh my god, I just love
oh my god,
part.
chapter 2 of this was wonderful," and then we could be like, "Fuck yeah, it was."
Yeah,
or I didn't read it yet because I'm a failure.
Thanks, BookTube. We'll see you next time for something else.
Christmas stuff.